Troup County Schools.
A place where you can learn and grow.
A place where teachers care.
A place where family and school come together.
A place where learning matters.
A place preparing students for a bright future.
Whether going to college
or into the workforce.
Troup County Schools, preparing students for success today.
Greetings on behalf of the Troup County School System. I'm your host, Tina Duckett, and you have tuned in to Spotlight on Education. This is a great forum for you to learn more about our schools, our wonderful students, staff, and programs, highlights, accomplishments. This is the place to learn about what we're doing and how we're doing it. And today in the studio with me, I have Mr. Marvin Grayson, Assistant Principal with Rosemont Elementary School, and Miss Mary Ann Keck, who serves as the Media Specialist. And I am so delighted that they're here, and they are going to share a plethora of information about Rosemont Elementary School. But before we get into that, I always like for our audience to become familiar with our guests. So would you please share how long you have been in education?
I've been in education here in the state of Georgia. This is my 23rd year.
Oh, good.
And I started out as a 5th grade teacher at West Point Elementary, hired by Mr. Bill Parsons.
Oh, wow. Great.
And then I eventually moved to Long Cane Elementary and then worked a couple of years at Gardner Newman. Now I'm here at Rosemont Elementary.
Okay, and how long have you been at Rosemont?
This is my 8th year at Rosemont, yes.
Fabulous, and I know that they're proud to have you there.
Well, thank you.
I've been with the Troup County School System for 29 years. I've been at Rosemont 28 years.
Wow.
And have seen several changes.
I guess you have.
Several principals, but I'm still there. A total of 34 years. I worked with LaGrange College and I worked with Troy State University for a couple of years.
Good.
So, on top of the 29. So
wonderful. So we have experts in education in the room today. I'm so glad to have you here.
Thank you.
So tell us, because I know that you're the assistant principal, so who's the principal?
The principal is Natalie Givens.
Natalie Givens.
Yes.
And do you know how long she's been out there? I know we didn't.
I think this is Natalie's, I think this is her 10th or 12th year as principal at Rosemont.
Well, what I do know is that you guys are doing a great job out there. And,
Thank you.
And so, and I know that the school has a very rich history. So just tell us a little bit about it. I think it's very interesting and our audience will enjoy it.
Well, Rosemont is, there were several little small communities like Big Springs and Salem and Pleasant Grove that they decided back in the 20s to consolidate. They knew that they would have a stronger school system, a stronger school. So in 1924 is when Rosemont was founded. It was a high school. They went on, they had graduates of Rosemont. And today we have great grandparents and grandparents who were former students of Rosemont. They've always been very proud of the school, very proud of the community. It's just a very rich history, and they still love the school and come back anytime they can.
And I know that it's a really tight-knit community.
It is.
And there are a lot of supporters
It
out
is.
there in the Rosemont area.
They've been our best cheerleaders.
Good. That's important. And I know you have other cheerleaders. And speaking of those cheerleaders, we call them faculty and staff,
That's right, absolutely.
And they help to keep the operations flowing smoothly at the school. So tell me how many faculty members are there?
We have a total of 75 faculty members, and 41 of those are certified teachers, and they're the best.
Oh, that's
They're
nice.
the best.
And so, and the school has one assistant principal, and Ms. Givens is the principal.
That is correct.
Okay, so 2 administrators in the building.
That is correct.
Okay. And so how many students?
We have 603 students as of today, and they consist of students from pre-K to 5th grade.
Okay, and is that an increase? Have you noticed an increase in your enrollment, or?
It is an increase. When I first started there 7 years ago, we had about 350 students.
Wow.
So we have grown and
Just
tremendously. We have,
Yeah.
and it's a little more challenging,
Yeah.
but we love it.
That's great. That's what is that, 50%,
About
100% increase?
That is correct.
Almost doubled?
Almost doubled.
Okay, so every school has a mission and a focus that ties into the district mission. Okay, so what is your school's mission?
Well, first of all, we are very committed to what we do. You know, our mission statement just really says who we are. You know, we're committed to educating and nurturing the whole child, just to make sure that we, develop, well-rounded students and for them to be productive and positive citizens.
And that's important because a lot of times the children come with various baggage and from different backgrounds and different values, and to successfully achieve that mission, you've got to have some goals in place as well. And you've got to have a team that makes it possible. And we talked about your team a little bit, but describe for us your goals.
Well, our goals, one of the things that we really feel is that we want to continue, to foster, that partnership between our home and the school and the community. And we also, feel that we want to make sure that our students, exceed the standards. We're focusing very heavily on that with teachers as far as professional development, as far as our students, exceeding and meeting those standards. Our main focus is to make sure that we develop higher order thinking, skills with our children.
That's important.
Very important, especially in today's world, to become critical thinkers and to become problem solvers. So that's really our main focus this year, our goal, and we started day one as far as, trying to develop that.
And so when you say critical thinkers, I can remember being in school and you would have to give the why and process. Just on an essay question, it wasn't just mark the answer multiple choice. You really had to give an explanation. So is that what that means?
That is what that means, where students are given open-ended questions.
Yes.
And and to really infer, to decide what's really being asked of them. No more multiple choice. And so that's how you develop those critical thinkers. Make sure they become those performers.
And that's important because I have a third grade daughter, and when I'm doing homework, I'm like, okay, this is a different kind of question. It requires some thought, and for you to, and I guess it helps the child to make sure that he or she understands what's being asked and the various ways of arriving at an answer. So that's really important. Okay, so let's talk about, because you're doing some things very well out there at Rosemont, and we want our audience to be made aware of those things. So share some of the academic accomplishments that your school has achieved through the years.
Well, we have a lot to be proud of. The governor's office, they presented us with the Georgia School of Excellence Award. And Dr. Barge, the state superintendent, and his staff came to Rosemont Elementary to present that award to us. And we were just so fortunate that they came to recognize us. And we involved the students and even the community to be a part of that program when we received that award.
I remember that. That was a big day.
The
arrival in the
exciting.
helicopter, and the children were excited. And
the children were part of that, and we put them on the lawn to see the helicopter take off with Dr. Barge in, and they circled the school, and we were able to wave. But it was an exciting day, a day in which we had really worked hard for, and it paid off as that award. And so we've also have been recognized as a Title I distinguished school. And so I think that's also a great honor. And we've also received the Bronze Award for the highest percentage of students meeting and exceeding standards.
wow.
And the last one that we received recently was the Gold Award. And that award consists of the greatest gains in student achievement. So we've been very fortunate to have received those 4 awards for the teamwork that we put forth.
And it does. It takes a team. Now tell me about the high progress.
Well, we were really excited because being a high progress and a high performing school, the state of Georgia has given us $13,000 to do with whatever we want to. And I don't know that we've really voted what we want to do, but
Okay.
I feel like it will go probably for the Promethean whiteboards because we're trying to get every classroom into a
And
21st
those are those
technology.
interactive,
Those interactive,
computerized?
yes, and they're
Oh.
fabulous. I received one for the Media Center this year, and I'm having a blast with it.
And I know the students love it.
And they love telling me how to work it.
Of course. Of course.
And we currently have the Promethean boards in grades 1st through 5th. So we're working hard now to get them in kindergarten.
Good. Wow, that's big. So
Well, and the kindergarten teachers they know that if they need to, they can block off some time and come in and use my Promethean board
in the media center.
in the media
So-
center, which is great.
And
Gives
so
them
they always
access.
have access.
Yes.
Okay. Tell us about some of the programs that have led to the success of these accomplishments that we're talking about.
Well, we have several things. We started something new this year. It's called the Fitness Club because we've worked hard on the academics, but Kelly Swanson is our PE coach, and she was real interested in the physical being and how they're taking care of their bodies. So they started this fitness club. They talk about exercise, and they do exercise. They talk about good nutrition. She's had some guest people come in and talk to them. They've done things like Zumba and yoga.
Wow.
And they weren't really sure what it would be like. How many kids are going to want to stay after school one day a week to exercise? They have over 120.
That's
4th and 5th
amazing.
graders.
Wow.
And it's they do some things with videotapes, and then they do some other exercises, and it's Kelly Swanson and Rebecca Ralph and Natalie Dorr. And, Rebecca is a 4th grade teacher, Natalie is our counselor, and they work every Thursday. And if they had to cancel last week, and the children were so disappointed, they were like, "Really?" So that's something we're really excited about.
So the
That's
fitness
kinda-
club.
The fitness club. I probably myself need to go down there, but a couple of other things that we have done that I just am real taken with. We have a green team. A couple of years ago, one of the students was real interested in recycling and planting trees and planting flowers, and it just took off for 2nd through 5th graders, and they learn about recycling. And then they put recycling bins in the school, and they go every Thursday and Friday morning, and they dump out into their respective recycling bins. And one of the grandmothers, Dr. Elkill, comes and picks them up and takes it to the recycling center for them. And that's been really exciting. That's Teresa Cadenhead and Stephanie Garner have been the major supporters, and then 2nd grade, the entire 2nd grade team with. Let me look at mine. I don't want to forget anybody. It was Tracy Jones and Catherine Athan, Kimberly Ray, Leah Doman, and Laura Moore assist with that.
So it does take a team to make these clubs even happen and successful.
It does, and they come in and they have picked up trash. They've planted flowers. I threw away some paper, and they went, "You should have put that in the recycling bin."
Right.
So it's really great because they really
mindful.
They're very mindful of what's going on. Another thing that has given leadership opportunities is the student council. And this is directed by Natalie Dorr, who is our counselor, and it's 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders. Some are chosen by the teachers, some are voted on by their fellow students. And there's about 33 student council members, and they have a president and a vice president, a secretary treasurer, and they help with things like every year we do canned goods. We collect canned goods for the Salvation Army the month of November, and then we have a penny drive in December and kind of provide some Christmas for people that might not have Christmas.
Oh, that's nice.
And they're very proud of that. And sometimes we have contests if the boys or the girls raise enough money, and one year Mr. Grayson got to kiss a pig.
I did.
Oh, wow.
And one year Ms. Givens got to dress as a clown. And that's
goodness.
been
They love those challenges.
Yes, they really love that kind of thing. It's worked out well because if Mr. Grayson or Ms. Givens need some input on the environment or some suggestions, they go to the student council and ask for input. So
that's great.
really
So
good.
they're active in the school.
They are. They're very active. And I think they helped with your Partners in Ed breakfast too, didn't they?
They did. They were part of the Partners in Ed. We called it our Partners in Ed celebration.
Okay.
We just wanted to celebrate our partnership with our partners. And so,
those are your business and church and faith-based groups?
Faith-based, absolutely.
Okay.
And so our student council members played a part in that, and they were part of that celebration. And they explained and talked about what our partners do for them, because they're the ones who benefit from what our partners do.
And that's great. That's great. I'm thinking of student council, and I'm just wondering what you see the students gain as a result of participating in student council, as far as leadership and if they had to speak, public speaking skills.
Definite opportunities. Also, during Thanksgiving, when we present the canned goods to the Salvation Army, they usually put little skits on about what exactly the Salvation Army does for the community.
Wow.
And they're out there performing. They absolutely love it.
That's great. So all kinds of skills, soft skills and leadership skills are being taught through the student council. What about the academic bowl? I know that that's another program.
That's the subject that is near and dear to my heart, because
Okay.
I've been the coach for about 15 years.
Oh, okay.
And we have 10 of the sharpest children I've ever seen in my life. We open it up for third grade discovery students, fourth and fifth grade, and they have a test that they take that's 50 questions. It's quite hard. Then the top scorers on that test come and they try out with a buzzer system, and they earn points from that. And then we've this year talked to teachers and had teacher recommendations: who's going to work, who's not, who's going to play, and then we chose the top 10 out of about 60 kids that had tried out. It's very rough, because when we announce the ones that don't make it cry, and I'm like, you do realize it's extra homework, right? And we meet twice a week and practice, and they learn a lot and I learn a lot. So.
And what is the purpose behind the academic bowl?
Well, academic bowl, I think, is kind of going beyond just what they're learning in the classroom. They really have to look up things, and I think it's kind of expanding academically where they're going. Troup County's always been very well represented. We have 4 divisions through RESA.
Okay, which is state, regionally?
It's a regional.
Okay.
It's a regional. And I'm very fortunate. I have Krista Bowen and Christine Crenshaw and Ashley Strickland that help me with it, because math is not my thing. So one of them, thank goodness it is. And we all we work together well, and I think the children see that, and then they want to work together well.
And do they compete? So they're competing against other Troup County schools, or
all the region schools.
Okay.
And it really becomes something. Yeah.
Well, we wish them much success.
Thank you. We're real proud of them.
I think that you promote good sportsmanship a lot too.
Yes.
You do a great job with that.
I preach that.
Yeah.
I preach that.
So that's great. And I know we hit on this a little bit earlier about the Partners in Education and how the student council gets involved. But partnership is extremely vital to the success of any school, whether it's with businesses or parents or just community leaders. So tell us in depth about your Partners in Education program.
Well, we have a great Partners in Ed program, just wonderful. Every year, throughout the year, I stay in constant contact with them. We have about 20 Partners in Ed who have partnered with Rosemont, and I don't want to mention names, but I need to mention that Callaway Baptist is our newest partner, and we're quite fortunate to have them. But they support a lot of our instructional programs that we have going on at Rosemont, and some of the events that we have, like our AR program, our student recognition programs, our reading celebrations, our birthday club. And the birthday club is where we buy this huge cake, and all students who were born in that particular month, we call them up and they come to the cafeteria, and we serve them cake and juice and give them a birthday pencil. And Mr. Grayson's the one who has been drafted to sing happy birthday to all the boys and girls.
Because
and
he has a beautiful voice.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Peck. Thank you. But that's something that I look forward to and enjoy.
Good, good. What about the safety patrol? Do they help with that at all?
Well, our safety patrollers, they are are our fifth graders, our seniors. And
Oh, okay,
they're
yes.
our seniors. And so they have to volunteer to do it, but once they volunteer, we hold them accountable for, you know, the job that they've selected that they wanted to do. But our main focus is safety, and we get the children out each morning safely and make sure they walk into the building safely. So we have a very good group of fifth grade students who do that for us, rain, sleet, or snow. They're out there.
And your partners in ed, you mentioned accelerated reader. They assist with that. And do you have tutors and mentors that come out of that group as well?
We do. It's not a very large number. We have a very large number of parents or community people who come in to help tutor and mentor, but we do have some of our partners in ed who do come and, you know, tutor our children. And it's a program in which I, you know, coordinate, and hopefully that it runs efficiently.
And you're always looking for quality partners.
And we are, and we get those people to come in to tutor, and they're very good people, and they know exactly what they're doing.
And your partners in ed, they also assist with your, if I'm incorrect, please correct me, with your spelling bee and your geography bee. What's a geography bee?
It's just where our fifth grade teacher, Mrs. Stephanie Garner, she's the sponsor of our geography bee, and it's just simply where the children answer a series of questions, somewhat like the spelling bee as far as the format, but it's a series of questions where they compete among each other, and whoever scores the highest towards the end win the geography bee. Yes, but our partners.
Is that unique to Rosemont?
It is unique, and it's a program that we do not do every year. It's been 2 years since we've done that one, but we're going to do it again this year.
Oh, good.
Because the children, you know, it's something that they want to do, so we felt that we need to bring
They're
that
a
back.
competitive bunch.
They are.
But it makes learning fun.
Well, and there used to be something with Geography B where you would, whoever was the winner would take a written test and it was mailed off, but I think National Geographic was the sponsor, and I don't believe they've done that the last several years, but we continued the program because the children enjoyed it so much.
They enjoyed it.
And
Correct.
you know, it was a great way to learn geography and social studies.
And it's great to have, again, your community behind that program in the way of partnerships and businesses saying, hey, we want to give back, we want to become a part of education and making sure that our future leaders are ready to serve in our community. So tell us about your parent engagement. First of all, how important is parental engagement in schools? Does it really matter?
Yeah.
Sure it does.
And in what ways?
Well, you know, one of the things that the teachers and Mrs. Gibbons and I believe that we cannot be the school who we are without, you know, our parents and their support. You know, we can only do so much at school, but you know, we need the support of our parents at home to assist the children with homework, and even just coming into different functions or activities and events that we have at school. Just the support of our parents coming in, you know, even for our Falls Festival that's coming up, you know, we have a building full of drinks and food and different donations that they've sent in. Just supporting Rosemont really makes us who we are. And so our parents and the support of our community is very important.
And so I know you're always welcoming parents to engage in the PTO or the parent-teacher organization. Tell us what your PTO does. What do they do as far as partnering with the school? What are some of their contributions?
Well, one of the things that I know that I just mentioned a moment ago is the fun activity for the Fall Festival.
Yes.
They sponsor that. They gather all the people who need to be a part of that to make it, you know, functional. Our partners in our PTO, they also help support our instructional program. You know, they have assisted in purchasing Promethean boards.
Oh, that's big.
They have our PTO and even our ACE program, you know, help support our, help purchase Promethean boards for the school. And so they're very important, you know, to our school.
And very active.
Very active,
They've
yes.
helped with academic ball too. A couple of years ago when we had to host, you know, they provided all the drinks and the food for the visiting teams, the food for the coaches room. They buy our not our t-shirts, but our polo shirts every year. They're right there with whatever they could do. Our buzzer system died, and they helped buy a new one, and they're very supportive.
Very supportive.
They give gifts to the teachers, some monetary gifts for
To support
teacher
during
appreciation.
Teacher Appreciation Week.
Yes.
And little gifts. Very nice.
And it's nice to keep those who are working directly with the students encouraged from every aspect internally as a school system, and then to know you have parental support and the support of your community behind what you do. It's like we can really do this. We can make a difference in the life of a child.
Absolutely.
So I really appreciate you all coming on today. And before we close out, I really would appreciate it if you'd share some of the upcoming events that maybe the community can come out and support Rosemont.
Well, we have, starting November 1st is our annual canned food drive, and that will be later, right before we get out for Thanksgiving, that we will have the assembly, and they present tons of food. It just makes your heart sing when you see how giving the children and the parents are.
Right.
Because the parents were definitely the ones that were buying the canned food. We also have a Student Recognition Day on November 1st, where we'll be recognizing, the A and B honor roll, the A honor roll, attendance, who's had perfect attendance, who has not been late or tardy. And that's always
good.
fun to watch and see who the art students of the quarter and the PE students. Another thing that's happening in November is the Career Week, and Mrs. Dora, the counselor, has set up all these people that will come and talk to all the classes about what they do and why they do it. And on Friday, and we're really excited on Friday because we're going to have the caravan come back this year. Sheriff Woodruff went on board with that immediately, and he had sheriff's cars and sheriff personnel. There was ambulances. There was a Georgia State Patrol with George Cotton, who was a former Rosemont parent, and fire trucks that came, and the children could walk and look, and that was very exciting.
Now, when is Career Week?
That is going to be, is it the second or the third week in November?
I think it's the second week of November.
Second week.
Oh, okay.
It's very exciting. It was really funny last year when the caravan was there. The parents driving by saw the police cars, and they were a little worried until they found out it was something
Yeah,
different.
it's Career Week.
Yeah, it was fun. And then December's kind of exciting because we'll start our Pennies for Toys drive on the first part of December, and we have Santa Shop, and then for our PTO meeting, which I believe will be on the 12th, they will have an art showcase because this has been our time with the art teacher. She will leave in December, and then the music teacher will come.
And what do you do with your art showcase? Do you sell the art, or is
No, they just have it displayed.
Okay.
So that it's up there with their name and
okay.
and which class. And then we always have our annual lighting of the tree. The children bring ornaments from home and put on the school Christmas tree, and we have a special visitor that comes from the north.
Oh, okay.
So that's coming. That's fun too.
That's great. Well, I appreciate you again for joining us today on Spotlight on Education. And if someone wants to contact the school, could you please provide your contact information?
Our telephone number is 706-812-7954. And our address is 4679 Hamilton Road, LaGrange, Georgia, 30241.
Okay, and so you welcome them coming in, and I often support school tours as well for visiting families who are considering the area, so consider Rosemont. And again, thank you for tuning in today. We hope you've learned more about Rosemont Elementary School and the Troup County School System, and until next time, make it a great day.
Troup County Schools. A place where you can learn and grow.
A place where teachers care.
Place where family and school come together.
A place where learning matters.
A place preparing students for a bright future.
Whether going to college
or into the workforce.
Troup County Schools, preparing students for success. Today,